Testing. Testing. All right, I think I'm good. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take a look at a few coins that were just, I asked in the Discord if anybody wanted me to look. AVAX for some reason is a really highly sought after coin for me to look at for some reason. Um, it's very interesting. We rejected right off of $100 pretty much. A very psychological type of level. Just know that you're going to be front run in everything, right? So ideally you would have set it for like, I don't know if it did hit 100 on some exchanges, but I would have set it for like, if I really wanted to sell at like 99.6 or 7 or 8 or 9. I think 9 would be safe, but very psychological level to reject off of. I actually was expecting something like 103, but that didn't happen, which is no problem. I think in this market it is really important to take profits. You can see here that if anything, we've rejected, we've pumped up and we're coming back to go onto the speed fan and into this previous area that I charted out. I don't know why I charted that area out. Right here, these red lines are naked points of controls. This is like areas where volume spiked and we didn't come back and touch it, when usually we do come back and touch naked points of controls. So really, I would imagine if we have a sharp drop, right, I would really think that we would do something like come all the way and touch the bottom of the speed fan and remove all of these naked points of controls. I think definitely in a bear market we're going to see this again, and it really depends, right? If we hit like an $800 AVAX or something insane and wild, then I would definitely say that, okay, maybe it's hard for us to come back and even come back to these levels. But yeah, so that's just the naked points of controls. If anything, this looks like a bullish thing to me. Like, it really does. To me, this feels like something that is gonna pull off one of these, right? Like, boom, moonshots. I could be very wrong, but if we are in a bull market, I would so much expect something wild, right? Maybe we have a pullback first. If we look at Bitcoin, which is such a good indicator for this, is that, oops, if we go all the way back to 2017, which I was around for 2017, I don't know if I'm speaking too soft. I just remembered I'm not on my microphone and I'm on my PC. But if we go back and we look at 2017, what happened there, before we ended up spiking up, we did first a dip. And you can see here, right now we're on November 15th. I'm not saying that this is going to follow exact, right? But it's possible that we're right now seeing this action of a dip before we see this really impulsive move up. It could even be that maybe we're, like right here or something like that. I really don't know, but I am very much still expecting a blow off top type of thing where, Bitcoin moved, and I'm not saying it'll move the exact same, but I really do see like $100,000 Bitcoin. Look, if you don't, no problem. You should have your own bias, but I really do believe we're in a bull run. And so, assuming that, right? Assuming that you also believe that we're in a bull run, then it is very feasible for us to do something like that for AVAX. And it is so possible for us to do something similar, right? Where we straight up just figure out whatever's going on here with this pump and then do something like this along the way and keep pumping up past that. But look, if you're a bear, maybe start taking profits in now. Totally up to you. For AVAX, I'm kind of lazy to fully chart out everything again, like just to redo everything. It is a good idea too, but I kind of already. So for me, my perspective is this. For AVAX, I believe in it really strongly to the point that if I don't catch the top on a bull market, I'm okay. Like, I feel fine holding it. I bought in really, really low, right? Funny story, I sold like a few hundred AVAX at $14. Very sad story. And I bought it at like $10. Even more sad story. But yeah, so like, I'm already up by so much. I really don't think in a bear market we're gonna come back and go below this. Like, to me, it just doesn't seem as possible. But for that to happen, right? Let's say we do a bear market now, the drop to there is possible. It's 57%, which doesn't really make sense. To me, I feel like we're gonna blow up past. And of course, I'm gonna be taking profits along the way, right? If I caught this $100 thing, I definitely would have sold. I didn't. I was outside at church. But if we go to like something like a key level, I'm just gonna sell. No emotion, no thoughts, just sell it. And when we hit here, like, I need to look at what happens, but I'm gonna do the same. It's very interesting with Immutable X, right? Immutable X, I really regretted selling at $5.60. I didn't even look at TA when I sold. And, like, I was like, I'm not buying back in. The old me would have bought back in. But the smart me, which has made money in crypto from not being stupid, doesn't buy back in at a higher price. So just something to note. I know that the hype on Immutable X was pretty high, and, it's tough. So, all right, let's look. This is Sushi. There is a global CC, and CC is basically, it's just a fib pool. You can see here that this is a really strong level of confluence, and you add it to the fact that there's a weekly level right here. I very strongly believe that we will do a strong rejection when we hit here. That's a 50% pump. Actually, I want an alert. But look, if you look at charts like Engine, right? Such a good example. The CC was right here, and I actually sold right there. And the problem is it kept going, and that was really annoying to me because this should have been a really strong level of resistance. This is the global CC. We broke through this trend line. It's called a bump and run. Just basically blasts off when it breaks this kind of pattern. But we blew past it. I actually sold right here. I rebought down here, and then we blasted up again. And I think I resold like up here, and then I just wasn't able to. I think I used the money for something else that I saw an opportunity on, and so I haven't done anything since. But obviously, you could say that this was a weekly level that I just decided not to mark out, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. And I'm not going to spend time charting Engine, but let's see. I'm guessing what happened is I just saw it as the first problem, or the first strong level of resistance would be the CC, and so I didn't even bother to mark out the next levels. But very likely we rejected quite cleanly off of something like a daily level. Right now we're going down in crypto, it looks like. So yeah, we could probably see a bigger retracement down. I was actually expecting Bitcoin to hit the CC up here and then come down, and maybe we still will. Maybe we'll still pump and we'll hit the CC, and I'll see what happens. But very likely if we start falling, I'm going to start selling a few things just in case. But yeah, so with Sushi, my current game plan, and you can see here, this is so perfect, right? We literally rejected off of this CC. Literally, like, how perfect is that? Right? Bam, we touched it, and then we fell right back down. It's such a, in crypto, the CC is like one of the most technical thing that happens. And so, yeah, I really, really like the CC. For me, it's one of the strongest confluences. But anyway, so with sushi, right, you add in the fact that there's a weekly level here, there's a monthly level here. I'm sure resistance is going to be found here, and then definitely it's going to be found at this. It's good to set alerts lower because when this happens and you get alerted, it's like too late. It's not like you're going to catch that. So anyway, this is something that I'm going to be selling at for sure for sushi. And then I'm going to watch it maybe fall down and then, reject off. It's important to note if we full on bull market and you start seeing things explode, like I'm pretty sure this is going to get wrecked. Like it's just going to go straight moon. If we do a full on bull, you just might see something crazy. But let's see, right? This is the game plan laid out, I don't know, quite some time in advance, and we're just going to go from there. A lot of this stuff I've already charted out, so there's no need for me to even bother to keep charting it. But yeah, it'd be interesting, very interesting if we shoot up maybe on like November 28th and hit the CC and then come back down, touch this speed fan down here, this level. So maybe something like this, right? Come, break, hit this top of the speed fan, come right back down, try to break it again, and then break through. I don't know. Maybe something like that. But I definitely would sell here, for sure. And if we look, you technically want to see it on the 382. So let's pretend that I technically want to rebuy, like, let's just say on this monthly level since it's close to the 382. But I'd probably want to rebuy right here, right? If I sell up here, 15, I'd rebuy on, 17, and I rebuy on 15. And maybe we reject harder, I don't know. But safe swing trade for me, it looks like. Moon River, I think, is going to do very, very, very well. There's too much hype on it, but also, to me, this just feels very bullish that we've been like chilling here for so long. It just feels like we're going to see some sharp movement soon. AVAX I already looked at. Ave, I don't think I've charted yet, so I think I need to fully chart this. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. Please say I've already charted this. This is a messy chart. Ugh. Yeah, so this is like old TA, like super old TA before I got better. And so I really don't want to see all that nonsense. Look, the first thing for me is, first of all, this trend line is kind of already invalidated for me. I'll still leave it here. Still have a very strong point of control right here. We rejected off of that perfectly. You can see that price tried to go up and it got rejected right back down. Next level for me is definitely going to be the CC, and then after that is going to be here. I actually sold all my cake already. I put it into Wars, and that did very well. And then I rebought Wars lower, and so that's kind of where I sit with my cake money. Look, like, for me, I feel like the play for cake is not really meant to be in a bull market. Yeah, sure, maybe we pump, right? Maybe we pump all the way back here. That's a 70% pump. And you never know, right? This bull market was wild. From $9 to $41 is 4x. But actually, if you look at other coins, they did way more. And it just, I don't know. I just don't think the play is cake. That's why I'm not going to get back in for some time. Actually, I had a lot of free cake that I had earned from farming it. And I sold that off too. I sold that off for a Dragon Cart. I was like, you know what? The chances of this actually moving up compared to Dragon Cart, to me, is not worth it. It's just not. I would say this is a more applicable trend line at this point. You'd want to see a break of this trend line, and you'd want to see volume come in and then make a push up. You probably will get rejected at $23, and then go up from there and make our way to the 30 skin this bull run. I'm not super bullish on cake. If you are, cool. I've made my decision to exit it. Um, I just don't care for it that much, to be honest. I do think farming is great. I just think it's not the right play for right now where we're at. But you make your own decision. Um, looks like I might be off. I mean, this kind of makes sense, right? Maybe we break this trend line retest, hit here on November 21st, maybe, and reject, and then make our way up. I don't know. I'm not super confident in this speed fan. I'd really want to see it look something more like this, where where you can see some clear rejections off of a speed fan pool. That's what I would like to see personally. So maybe it's like December 3rd. I don't know, but this doesn't make sense because the speed fan needs to be on the lowest point, which really should be down there. So yeah, I'm gonna delete that. No confluence for me. I will be resuming TA training once we are in a bear market, and I'm gonna spend quite some time on that. I already have some people eyeing who I want to pay to learn from, so I'm very good on that. Harmony looks like I've already done some TA on. This just looks messy though, so let's see, is this even applicable? I mean, kind of, but let's just delete it. This kind of seems applicable, right? We've tapped that 2 times and we broke through on the 3rd. We almost hit this. I actually sold my one at like 30 cents. I don't know why. I really should, like, sometimes it annoys me because I'd like to set alarms and sometimes I just don't catch it, or, you know, I'm out. We didn't even tap this. I don't know what confluence is here, but maybe we got front run. I'm not really sure. We tapped down and we've come down since. As long as this doesn't pull like an ADA, I think we're fine. Where ADA is just like constantly going down forever. I don't know if ADA has even recovered. Oh, we made a higher high, right? That's a good thing. We rejected off of the whatever this is. This is old TA because I didn't label it. But yeah, so jeez, it's a sharp rejection on ADA. That's gotta be annoying. I actually don't hold that much ADA anymore. I'm glad I don't. I still believe in it heavily. So I think with one, right, we have some new levels for sure, which is so my personal belief is that if you are trying to get in coins, you really shouldn't be getting into coins that have pumped a crazy amount. This hasn't pumped a crazy amount, right? But it still has pumped regardless. And every time something pumps, it needs a cool off period. That's just how crypto works, how price action always works. So, yeah, you look at like Solana, right? This did that crazy pump of like 6x or something, and it needed a really long period of consolidation. I don't know what just happened. You're talking about 21 days of consolidation and a total of like a 46% drop. Isn't that interesting? We come and we tap the CC, and that's where we pump from. Super typical. The CC is like the area you want to be buying in crypto. It's just it's such a good area for both rejection or a pump. And you can see we kind of tested this middle of the speed fan almost before we pump. This was the CC, which is a higher level of confluence. And we've just like rested on this level of to the exact almost this middle speed fan on Solana. And we're starting to do something else here. So that would need to be recharted. Anyway, back to one. If I were to guess, right, if I wanted to get into one Harmony, it really depends on what I want to do, but we can surf over here. I would imagine, right, I would want to be buying off of the CC. So this is 100% of an area that I would want to buy, right? If I wanted in one, I would want to buy here. And if we somehow break below this, I would actually be looking for maybe lower. Maybe we start I would really be looking for something like this. If we somehow break lower, I would then look for to buy here. And then we can try to find other levels of confluence. Where is the... Ooh, that's not good. So to me, this is nice, right? The fact that we have a naked point of control right here, along with a higher level CC, is just a sign that there's a greater chance that we come and touch this if we break through this, right? The chances are greater. And then here's a daily level as well as another naked point of control. If you want to get really fancy, right, you would just basically start doing this by month. So you'd say like, okay, the month of October to October 1st, we pretty much have a naked point of control right here, right? Because price in the next month has not touched this. So there's a really strong naked point of control right here. Which really aligns with this box. So I would 100% be buying actually lower. I would definitely, if you like one, would buy a little bit here. This is not financial advice. This is all for paper trading. And then I'd just be buying the rest right here. This is definitely a decent time for a buys on one. This is definitely a really good one. But I bet what's going to happen is you see this wick, it's going to do the same. It's going to wick down and pop up. Now, it's important to note that if you start seeing a whole bunch of these confluences for reasons to go down on every single coin, it just goes to show that Bitcoin's probably going to drop. Like, the chances are really high if you start seeing all these coins have several confluences at a lower zone. I haven't seen that yet, and it may happen, it may not. I won't care either way. But one definitely, like 24 cents, 23 cents, 23.5 cents, all really, really good areas to buy. Now, let's see. We could say the impulse started here, maybe. Tapped the middle, tapped outside, came back, tapped the outside of it, came back. So if we touch the middle, it's going to be something like 25, but if we start this right here on this, which seems more likely, or actually could even go from the true lowest point, just like right here. This is where the actual lowest point is, I believe. If we go by the true lowest point, which is how these are supposed to be done, right? We touch the top, touched the top, broke through, touched the top, touched the top. And who says we can't come? And if you look, this is a third level of confluence, right? You have three reasons. You have top of speed fan, mid CC, monthly naked point of control, which is stronger than a daily or weekly naked point of control. So yeah, for sure, you know, like, wow, that's a long text. Can we make that different? That's really weird. All right, well, I'm just gonna place it right here. So yeah, I would definitely say this is a really good area to buy one, like 100%. This is a super good area. If I were to buy back into one, this is where I would buy. And I sold at 0.3, but that money's already used for something else. I don't know. I may consider it. I like L1 blockchains. I think they do very well. So it's super possible that we come and touch that. For sure, again, buy zone 1 is right here. If we look at Ethereum, let's see what's going on. Well, that sucks. We've finally broken this channel. That's a pity. I was actually thinking of selling my ETH at like 2,800. I was like, you know what? I don't know if it'll hit the top of the channel. It feels like a good time to sell, and I didn't end up selling it. We came and touched the bottom. We touched it again. We touched it again. This is such a good reason, right? Like, whenever you see patterns like this, where we hang, right? We're hanging on this parallel channel. This usually means it's going to break through. So like if we did something like this and we hanged here and we didn't fall all the way back down to the middle, if we hanged and we just kept doing this type of thing right on the top, you would definitely expect it to break up. But because this pretty much, like, you can just tell, it's like, please, I want to go down, I still want to go down, I still want to go down, and then it goes down. It retouches the top of the channel pretty much to the dollar, right? Almost. It's like, all right, I gotta retest this channel, and it just fell. And so yeah, we might see lower. So that's two coins that we've seen want to go lower. I don't feel like looking at Bitcoin. I just don't. Yeah. All right, so Ave will be the last one I do. Let me see if anybody's commented. I don't get any love. There's nobody checking. All right. Well, Ave will be the last one. So let's see what we have cooking for us with Ave. Alrighty. This monthly level is so close to the weekly, I'm not going to really bother with that. You could say this is a weekly here, and there's a weekly down here. You know, if anything in TA, technical analysis, that one should learn, it is 100% these level of supports and resistances, because if anything that I've seen works magic, it's literally these lines of supports and resistance where if we break below, then this becomes resistance. If we break below, then this is support, right? And then if we break below support, the support becomes resistance, but this is the next line of support. And so TA is just very beautiful in that sense. All right, so with Aave, I'm honestly not sure what this insane wick is. Like, that's wild. Whenever you see these kinds of wicks, you should be selling because it's very unnatural, right? It's like this should be a key indicator when a blue chip pumps 40% in a day. It's literally screaming at you to sell it. You know, a good example was Litecoin. There was a point when Litecoin did this nonsense, right? I sold. Like, I saw this and I went, that's wild. And then I sold it. And, you know, I stupidly like rebought here or something like that when I should have just waited longer. And that was one of my issues is that I always, I waited too short to rebuy back in. That's a problem I have. I'm good at I'm decent at selling at the right time, but I'm learning patience for getting back in. Um, it's slowly paying off. It's slowly working. I'd say for Litecoin, look, we rejected off of the CC almost perfectly. I expect still some resistance here, but at some point I really do expect it to break out, especially when we pull this bump and run. Um, when we pull a bump and run on this, I am going to be very bullish on Litecoin. So back to Aave. All right, we have. So we can do this. Strong point of control. I'm sure we're going to have some issues with that. You have a value area low on this monthly, and you have a value area high on this monthly. So we're pretty much solid on that. We're going to need to mark out the point of control though. All right. So if we ever zoomed into the short term, right, to the 15-minute, what you'd really want to see to start getting bullish on the short term is for us to break through this. Ooh, we have a nice naked point of control right here. That's nice. If you want to make some money, right? This is an easy win. Easy 9% win. You could literally buy right now and put a set limit order, sell right here, and it would trigger. This is not financial advice. This is entertainment purposes only. Pure entertainment purposes. But the chances of us actually tapping this negative point of control are so high that the problem is how long, right? How long is it going to take for us to tap that? But the fact is we're going to attack it. We're going to tap it. Like, the chances of us not tapping that is so low. But again, the first thing you'd want to see is we want to claim this VWAP. And after we claim the VWAP, this point of control is going to be a very strong resistance. And for sure, we're going to tap this point of control as well at some point. And this will be a level of resistance. And then we're definitely going to hit this. Let's see. Don't need the VWAP. And I don't need. But yeah, so look, this would have been a really good selling. I don't know what happened here. Sometimes stupid things happen. This is bots or whatever. Like, you should have sold. For sure. If you caught this, you should have sold. Shame on you if you didn't sell and you were there. To get greedy on something like this is like a sign that you're not good at crypto, because nonsense like this is 100% going to go down. Every single time I've seen it, it's always gone down. Don't like it. Don't like it either. I could see this working. I think I'm off by a little bit on some things because it's so far back. I could see this as some level of confluence. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we try pitchfork. The problem is we already don't like this. You know, it's interesting, right? We see this a lot right now where the speed fan is all pointing to like November 24th, 25th. You know, it's just very interesting to me. It feels like in the next 9 days, we're going to have a very nice pump. Just because it's like, okay, the CC is there, and the next level of confluence is, time wise, right? It's this. It's the fact that the speed fan is around this November 21st area. All right, I'm going to try something. I've never been good at this. Okay, that did not work. If we say it starts here, say that's the top. Oh, that just doesn't look right to me. If it was something like this. No. Okay, assuming that this is the very low point right here, and this is the very top point, the end of the correction is here. So like maybe we go down tomorrow and then we pop up. I'm horrible at this. It's something I'm definitely going to spend time on. I wonder. I wonder for these other charts where this one was November 22nd. Oh god, this is so messy. I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, yeah. All right, well, that's the requested coins. Before I end the stream, I think I just want to see all the other coins, just a few coins, and just look at it in general, where we're at. The graph, as you can see, rejected off of this. and it's down. Maybe it touches the bottom of the speed fan. I mean the middle. This is a messy chart. This is old tier. Just because it's these don't say what they are. Cosmos looks good to me. Maybe we see a double bottom, tap the bottom again, and then pop up. I don't know. Oh, good old Ada. My beloved coin Luna. How are we doing, Luna? I don't know. I do still expect to see very much a $69 Luna. Yeah. I mean, the beautiful thing with Luna is that we're still in this channel, and I know it's really messy, but because there's both a speed fan, which is the blue, and there's also this parallel channel. And you can see we're just respecting the channel of Sting in it almost. Maybe we tap the middle again and then break through. I'm not sure. This chart haunts me just because if you look at like AVAX, what we did in the past, uppity, downity, uppity, and then plunge. So I typically don't like charts that look at that. I could be very wrong, but it's just what I think of when I see this, and this isn't even following the exact same. So right now we're at for Algorand, which I really like this coin, by the way. We're at like the middle of the speed fan, and it's not even a perfect speed fan. As you can see, we're not following it exact, so I wouldn't trust it exactly. Point of control there. The naked point of control right here and right here. You know, if we see something really bad, like a sharp drop in crypto, it's so possible that we drop, you know, all the way down these levels. Super possible. It's just too bad we didn't straight pump, right? But look, like this would have been an amazing area to sell. This is the CC. And we pumped past because we're showing signs of bullishness, and it's coming straight back down though. So this is happening to like half the coins I'm looking at, where the CC is getting disrespected because, and I don't mean disrespect as in that, but dis as in not followed, because people are so bullish. And to me, that's a very bullish sign that I'm seeing, is that we're blasting past this when this should be such a strong level of resistance, which means that this is FOMO, right? This is like FOMO and then people selling. I wonder, what about the RSIs on all of these? Yeah, to me, I just remain super bullish. Like, when I look at all of these, I'm not seeing anything like a crazy, you know, insane thing. But like, okay, yeah, this, you know, bearish RSI is going on here. But now, we're, like, there's not that sign. And to me, there's just too many indicators that we're going to go up. not my TA, but like, yes, my TA, there's indicators, but also other people's, plan B and all this stuff. I'm seeing so many signs that we're going to go up. Matic hanging on this weekly line, sure, whatever, don't care. Sand, I am super expecting this to pull the kind of thing that you're seeing with accumulation, right? So like it's gonna accumulate. Look, if you own sand, you should just dump your bags. In fact, I need to dump mine. Cool. So I'm gonna end the stream so I can dump my bags of sand. But look, like this is just gonna do this nonsense. Like if you look at Algorand, and I could eat my words. Watch me eat my words. But watch it pull this for like so long during the bull run. Maybe some epic news will just blast it up. But to me, this has already gone too long to just blast up. And it had a chance again, right? It had its chance and it failed. So if you look at sand, yeah, we blasted past the CC and now we're coming back down. It's just like this is, to me, this is the time to sell. And if you wanted to buy, I'll even set it a little bit higher, right? This would be the time to buy. You would be buying at $1.75. Watch us wick down. Let's just have some kind of drop that wicks this down, and you see a $1.75 sand. It's very much what I would expect, but I need to dump my sand. So, do I even own sand? Yes, I do. All right, cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This is super old TA. That's disgusting. Just delete this. What is this? This is horrible. You know what? Just This is a cooled off for some time. Maybe it'll pump. Who knows? If I see a clean bake from this, I'll be bullish on. I want to see an increase in volume as well if we break through. Maybe it'll pull like an LTC, Litecoin. 1 inch again. Like when you see something insane like this, it's so funny that we came and on the daily you can see we candle closed on this global CC. This one really surprised me though. I was like, wow, what just happened? I sold here. Cool, thanks for watching, guys.